Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend because he left my 8-year-old son at home as a punishment? We shall see. This is a tough one, as I can't tell if my mama bear instincts were simply taking over. No. Just the statement alone that you have, just the title, I'm assuming off the bat that this is probably not his kid. If your instincts are going off, trust it. Trust it. I'm going to need all the women around the world who has that gut instinct about someone that is around their children, that is, they're not the father, even if they are the father of their kid, and they have gut instincts, trust those instincts. Please trust those instincts, because we need to protect our babies. Let's continue. But something is telling me to run for the hills on this, and literally everyone is telling me I'm the one in the wrong here. Let's see. I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years. I have an 8-year-old son and a 12-year-old son. I have an 11-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. We just introduced all of the kids about a year ago, and in the most recent months, we have been doing weekend stays at my place. Back a couple weeks ago, we planned to go to the water park today with all the kids. We told all the kids that they were very excited to go. I had a couple of hours early this morning, so our plan was with my boyfriend to drive all the kids to the water park at noon, and I would meet up with them at that time. I get to the water park at noon as planned, and he only has 3 kids with him. Wait, so where were you, at work? Yeah, duh, I just missed that part. I had to work for a couple of hours in the morning. Okay. I got to the water park at noon, and as planned, he only has 3 kids with him. My 8-year-old was not with him. I started freaking out, asking where my son is. He tells me that my son apparently wouldn't take care of his laundry that I did last night. So he decided that since he refused to listen to him and refused to take care of his clothes, that he would not be attending the water park because it's considered a treat, and my son did not earn it. He tells me that my mother has my son. She lives with me and she's elderly. I immediately tell my oldest son to get in my car. My boyfriend asks what I'm doing, and I said I'm going to get my kid, and that he's absolutely wrong for thinking he has any authority to punish my child. I didn't tell my son to put his clothes away, so I asked him why he thinks he has the right to go on a power trip and step in to tell my child to do anything without first discussing it with me. That's the first inkling, because even if he wanted to dole out a punishment to the child, why is that, especially something as extreme as leaving him at home with the elderly? I just thought he was being left by himself. But leaving him at home with the elderly grandparent, why isn't that something he discussed with you first? Granted, he may be a good, father figure, whatever, to your 4 kids. But he's 8. I don't know. I feel like a discussion should have had with the mom, with you, before something like drastic. Like, it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. He starts getting irritated and tells me that I shouldn't expect him to jump on board if he has no say in how the kids are raised, and that it's important for kids to see us working together as a team and being on the same page in the form of punishments so that hostile or resentment environments aren't created. He's right, but he should have discussed with you first. Then y'all could decide on a punishment together if he does not do his chores that were requested. Because, right, if you are stepping in as a father figure, yes, doling out certain punishments, as long as you're not putting your hands on that child, doling out certain punishments are sometimes warranted for kids that need that type of punishment. But that's a discussion that you have together. He just made his own decision that he's going to leave the child home with the elderly mom because he didn't put his clothes away and not discuss with you. Like, a phone call should have been had, because that's a big, and then on top of that, he pulls up and didn't expect that you was going to freak out. Like, you was going to be, okay, you left him home. Once again, told me that my son did not earn his right to the water park, and if him and I had already made a plan, then my son would have stepped up and said something. I told him he wasn't welcome back at my house and we are done. I then drove home, packed up all of the items that he and his children had at my home, and left it at the end of the driveway and told him to come collect it before people think it's free items. Okay, so let me just make sure I read this correctly. You have an 8-year-old son that's not with him, and he has, okay, you have an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old, and he has an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old. So he had his 2 kids, you had your 2 kids, but he left the 8-year-old home with grandma. Okay, so we're clear. I locked the doors, told my mother not to let him in, and took off with my children to go to a separate water park. He's blowing up my phone at this point because I'm apparently being ignorant and I'm ruining my son by making him entitled and not making him earn his way. Am I the asshole? No. There's a disconnect. You have a way of how you would want to discipline your kids. He has a way of how he wants to discipline kids. If y'all are not on the same page, like he has one page and he expects you to follow his page. Cool, that's his prerogative. But if that's not something that y'all could come together collectively and make decisions on how you're going to discipline the kids, then yeah, it's a no deal for me. I wholeheartedly commend your instinct. You felt that this was not going to work for me. Like, I could imagine your face and the feeling and the sinking feeling knowing that your child was just left home. Yes, he was left home with someone, but at the end of the day, you're not going to leave my child home. Like, yes, he has chores. Yes, you have boundaries. Yes, you have rules. But at the end of the day, most times when some situations like that happen, it's a discussion of, hey, if you do not put your stuff away and you do not do your chores, you're not going to the water park. But at the same time, you have that discussion with the mom. Like, that is a discussion that the 2 parents, you want to have a 2-parent household, you want to have this whole little, blended family. That's a discussion that you have with the parent. Y'all are not even on the same page as far as discipline. Just leaving him out, like, you could have there's different disciplines that you can do. Yes, not going to the water park is one of them, but to just do that and not have a discussion with the mom is a no-go for me. But how is it he expecting that an 8-year-old needs to earn his way? Like, 8-year-old is still a baby, still a child. Like, they need to be taught. Like, that, if it was like a 15-year-old, okay, I could see that. Maybe even a 12-year-old. But the 8-year-old? Come on now, sir. Like, yes, we have chores. My kids are 5 and they have chores. Like, that's how my household is. But my husband and I are on the same page. And I don't even care if my mother-in-law was here. My husband is not just going to leave any of the kids, like one of the kids, like, oh, he wasn't listening, so you got left home, you can't come. No. You did right. Yeah, y'all been together for a little time, but you felt your instincts, stick with your instincts. But yeah, earn your way. That's crazy to have a statement like that for an 8-year-old. You raise your kids how you want to raise your kids, and wish him the best.